No need to try, no need to worry or question why. Surrender, let go, release, and know. Breathe.
Thousands of years ago, the Buddha taught you are what you think.
So a modern philosopher coined the phrase that you are what you eat.
Today, like millions of my human sisters and brothers on planet Earth,
I'm becoming mindful about what I eat, what I think.
But lately, I've been thinking about this.
I watch what I eat, but do I watch what I watch?
It's Karen Drucker coming to you from San Francisco, California, and I am here to say that I love watching The Next Normal with Sister Jenna. I get transformed, I am inspired, it's deep, it's wise, it's wonderful, just like her. I hope you're watching it too.
Sister Jenna is one of the purest, most sublime spirits I've encountered. Gentle voice, gentle sound, but booming spirit. She makes life more graspable. I listen to her, I see and sense and say to her and about her. She's a woman of good, a woman of God, a woman of elevated consciousness. I'm so glad to be a part of your life and that you are a part of mine, and that we are all together a part of each other's. Peace and blessing.
So much, Bishop Carlton Pearson. What an honor to get a wonderful blessing and endorsement from you. And of course, Karen Drucker, you know you touch our hearts every day because we listen to your beautiful music in the opening of The Next Normal and the end of The Next Normal. And of course, I'm a big, big fan of See Good TV. You are what you watch. And for all of you out there that have been watching The Next Normal or started out with Spiritual Vaccine Hour, you are what you watch. It's all about the heart, the soul, the transformation of the spirit. Look at what's going on in the United States of America and the world, and don't think it's just happening in your own backyard in America. Whatever the world sees us doing, they follow. They will follow. So the ripple effect of our karmic choices are no joke. But then how do you find the space to feel good no matter what? Are we really able to somehow keep ourselves optimistic, focused, somewhere in our zone, you know, that we can still live? So right before we came on, I was telling Santos, let's just go to Miami for a week or two And we were just saying, yeah, we can do that. We haven't had a vacation in almost a year. And we were like, gosh, you know, if I go to Miami and have 3 days of nothing to do, I would just die of boredom. We're just not wired that way. And then Santosh says, sister, there's no way we're staying for 3 days with nothing to do. We'll be definitely creating something. And why I'm sharing that with you is that feeling great is such an important medicine for the soul. There's a saying that there's no greater nourishment than the nourishment of happiness. And sometimes it's very, very hard to be happy when you watch the news or you listen to what's going on in the world. I spoke to a very dear friend today, and it's just so heavy. I saw another dear friend yesterday, and again, it's just so heavy. And I've told all of my friends and everyone around me, turn off that news. Stop. Okay, I get my updates on Twitter. I do my maybe 30 minutes a day. I go on YouTube News and see what's going on. Each time I go on, it's just a lot. Today when I went on, I was thinking about all the journalists, and I would like to send our love and our respect to the journalists that are covering the news cycle of this time. I just know that the pressure that they're under, if you've ever been in a news station and you've been in a studio of a news station, it is so intense. And especially with news coming in just about every 10 minutes, there's something coming in. So of course, if you're listening to doom and gloom, of course, if you go into Washington, D.C. and you see only military gear and military trucks and soldiers just everywhere. Yesterday, I was at MLK filming my Martin Luther King's Day message, and I cannot tell you what that scene looked like. You know, after I filmed the message, I actually went over to a police officer to hand him a blessing. I never leave my house without blessing. I bet I even have one right here in my pocket. Ta-da! Blessing cards. I give them away with everywhere that I go. Somebody will get a blessing card from me. See? I will never leave my blessing cards because I don't know who at that moment might just want a little picker-upper. So I walked over to this police officer, right? And I said, here, I'd like to give you a blessing. No, I don't want it. I don't want a blessing. And I go, okay. Anyway, I'm just so concerned about everybody. Are you okay? I mean, everything is safe? Yeah, we're okay. And I went, well, I'm glad that I got a chance to come by MLK because, yeah, everything's going to be closed, but in another day or two, you won't be able to come through here. And I went, wow, I'm glad I was able to come back. I was so concerned when I saw all the violence on Capitol Hill, and I just get so concerned about all of you. So please be careful. Please be safe. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And then I left. And I felt like there was something in his heart that had slowly, slowly melted. It was just going down little by little. Would you believe that as I stepped into the RV and then I was driving away, he waved. He waved at us and he was just like that. And I was like, oh, he wouldn't take the blessing. He didn't really want to talk to me, but it didn't matter. I offered grace at that moment. And that's one of the parts of feeling great, no matter what. Because if we stick to the current vibration that's in the world, at what point will there be the light at the end of the tunnel? Where will we be able to bring the resilience and the hope and the optimism and a sense of a brighter future if I don't shift my consciousness and look for the bright light in sometimes a very, very challenging time? Feeling Great No Matter What was an initiative that started many, many years ago when Daddy Janki was alive. And each time Daddy was, when she passed 100, then we would have birthday parties for Daddy Janki just about in every country or wherever she went. She was celebrating a birthday party almost every 2 months. You heard Daddy was celebrating another birthday. So she was definitely more than 104. But she used to talk about the importance of feeling great. She says, if you don't feel great about yourself, it'll be hard for you to help your loved ones who need to feel great. And so when you feel great, you are pulling the energy of God into you. and you're rising above the negativity or the settling of karma. And I want you to think about that. The settling of karma in the Brahma Kumari's language means I have done some stuff in the past, you know, and I might be in debt here because I didn't give enough love. I didn't give enough respect. I didn't give enough peace to the other person. And instead, I took as much as I could from the person until they were dry. Until they were dry. And what happens, the more you take, the more you get tired. I've looked at people who are takers. They have no energy left. They keep waiting for someone to come and rescue them. They keep waiting for someone to do something for them. They keep waiting for a miracle. And you look at them and they're pulling and they're pulling and they want to pull and they want to pull and they get exacerbated because no matter how much they try to pull energy from you, it'll never be enough for their spirits until they pull the love and the energy from the source. And whatever power they're getting from the source, they use that power to fight their way through their greatest challenges and rise to the opportunity. So when we're looking at feeling great no matter what, I was sharing with Santosh, this is a hard topic for us at this particular time. You know, people might think we're out of sync, you know, we're out there. Don't you understand what's going on in the world? I do. And the sole reason why I don't sit and listen to that news cycle or sink my emotions into what's going on because people are settling their karmas with each other is that I wish to help my humanity. I want to help. I want to be of service. I want to be strong enough to be there for whomever will need me if they are just not strong enough. And I'm not strong if I am debilitated inside my emotional sense of self. If I'm feeling so vulnerable, so hurt, so disappointed, even anger is a sign of the soul being in a weak state. Remember my acronym, ALGE: anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego. A for anger, L for lust, G for greed, A for attachment, and E for ego. That energy is why we're in this mess. I've said it once, I've said it 10 times, I've said it actually way too many times. It's not about Democrats, it's not about Republicans, it's not about what leaders are doing, it's not about QAnon, it's not about white supremacy, it's not about racism, it's not about prejudice, it's not about a pandemic, it's not about your next door neighbor, it's not about your this, it's the vices. It's the vices that have now taken root in our souls. Just imagine, can you go a day without attachment, arrogance, ego, fear, lust? Can you? Can you go for 24 hours without having one thought connected to algae? What you're witnessing in the world right now is algae reaching its climax inside of our minds. And you get a group of people with a high volume of algae and they all feel connected and they feel like they're all supporting the same cause, you're going to get what you got on January 6th. Chaos, pandemonium, fear, violence, insanity, noise. The list is endless. Why? Because if there was one peaceful person on January 6th during the riots, I don't think they'd be pushing down doors and yelling. Maybe they'd be at the corner. Maybe there might have been one of the rioters that were sitting by our Om Shanti peace tree which is an official peace tree planted on Capitol Hill. It's actually in the video that opens up. You'll see me doing something right by the Brahma Kumari's peace tree. And when the rioters were there, I was saying to myself, I wonder if there's anyone, please let there be somebody sitting by that peace tree. Like how Gautam Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and got his enlightenment. I just thought about who's that person that will find our peace tree in the midst of all this chaos. And then they'll just be at peace and not be a part of that craziness. When you're feeling great, you will find yourself in the right places, at the right time, doing the right thing. Right now, our fellow brothers and sisters around the world are stuck in a particular paradigm of consciousness. And in order for all of this atrocity and all of this low vibrational frequency that we're witnessing everywhere to come to an end, we have to remove the vices from our personality. And it's that simple. We have to find the courage that you might have witnessed on January 6th with people, finding the courage to break through the Capitol doors and attacking the Capitol police officers and going after Nancy Pelosi and Vice President Pence and whoever else they thought they were going to go to get and lynch and do whatever they want to do with them. If the vice isn't in you, you won't do something like that. If lust isn't in you, it won't make you filled with unfulfilled desires that you feel like you've got to reach out and do something. If there isn't ego in your personality, you will never be attached to your name, your gender, your role, your religion, your nationality, your language, or your political party. Your self-respect will support, how can I do this for all of us to get along, for all of us to work together? Have you ever given that any thought? Watch how you get into conversations with people who take sides. They will talk about what this party has done. I've caught myself too. But basically I catch myself and I go, don't go there. It's nobody's fault. Everything that we're witnessing is recorded and preordained and predestined. Because you know why I believe it is? If that wasn't preordained and predestined, there is no way people would make those decisions. Intelligent, smart people are losing it. They're either getting brainwashed with information that isn't accurate, or they're getting a little bit, influenced by the personality of someone, and they're thinking that a particular person will rescue them. What vice will do inside of your soul, it will definitely not make you feel great. And so when you don't feel great, you will not do great things. It's the law of the universe. Remove the vices, and there will be world peace. Do you have that much courage? Are you willing to take that leap of faith and go inside of yourself and change? If 7.5 billion of us turn our attention inwards and begin to do the work of self-transformation for world transformation, no government around the world would need to pay billions of dollars for their own security from their own people. There'll be no need for wars. There'll be no need for weapons. There'll be no need for borders or walls, because there's no vice. And tragedy becomes the big push in helping us to remember that we have the capacity to be a humanity. But what about love? Can't love bring us together and help us to really find that sense of ourselves? And to help us to recognize that when I feel great, I will be great and I will do great. Gosh, I want everyone out there that's watching tonight, tap into your greatness. Whether your greatness impacts one individual or 100 million people, use your greatness for good. Sometimes until it affects you personally, you don't realize it, but it doesn't have to hit you personally. Confucius says a wise man will learn from another man's experience or another man's mistakes. I don't need to be burnt by the fire to recognize that. That's not safe. I can just watch what other folks are up to and go, I don't think I'm going to do that. Your thoughts make you great. If they're kind, if they're connected to God, if they're beneficial for the upliftment of all of humanity. And if your thoughts are connected to, well, what's in it for me? What's in it just for my race, my religion? Of course you're going to have division and separation. And of course you're going to wonder, why is that person suffering and that person is celebrating? Expand your vision of the world. See humanity with a different lens. Open your heart up. Recognize that this is your time to feel great no matter what it is that you're going through. You have to break it. You must break it. No one's going to break it for you. Something in you's got to be signaling to you what to think, what to say, what to do. And it's the right thing if it's taking you towards light. Greatness is in every one of us. And the more you look at other people in their lives and make judgments or criticize or complain, you're losing so much of your own life. You're losing so much of what you can be doing for you. You could be learning a new skill. You could be creating something fantastic for one person in the world to appreciate. There's so much that we can do with our lives. I want to play a sweet little message from Sister Janki on feeling great no matter what, which came about from a program that we were doing a few years ago. But I thought it was appropriate, and Santosh found it and thought you all would really love it. So listen to some of the thoughts I've shared with you. It's a heartfelt conversation this evening, and it's really coming from my heart to really invite you to step out of this debris of what's happening in the world right now. If you consider yourself to be God's child, that means you're God's instrument, and God's instruments are here to be of service. So step away from all that stuff. If that's not your business. I will only listen to see, is there something that I can do to make a difference? Myself and Dr. Kanu Kogod are presenting a bridge building program for diversity to political leaders. We'd love your good wishes. Now, because we're aware of what's going on, I don't need to look more into it. I go, look, this is what we want to offer. Your constituents will find this very valuable. Please take it on board. And we want to take it around the whole country because we've got to distract people. from the doom and gloom. And even if things are turning out in a way that you just can't believe the things that are happening, it numbs you. And you don't find your inspiration. And before you know it, everything you talk about is about other people and the darkness of their spirit. And you don't inspire anyone. You want to change. You want something new, something filled with love and beauty and grace and power. And then we get stuck. So we want to be able to offer our program to all of the congressional leaders in our country. So if you happen to know of any who you might be connected to or you're related to, please let us know, and we'll send you the information that we've put together. We're really planning to make an impact on this particular program that we know, because of our decades of experience of bridging gaps between cultures, religions, nationalities, people from all walks of life. We've lived it. I mean, come on. I'm half Jamaican, half Indian, like Kamala, like our Vice President Kamala Harris. And I tell you, I've not felt like I've ever been left out, because I don't see the race or the color. I see the character, the soul, the child of God. Anyway, enjoy this short but sweet video message from Sister Janki, and I'm going to invite all of you to do a meditation for America. I think we come back after that, right, Santosh? Yeah. So when we'll come back, I put together this meditation video for the nation, and we'll do a little good deep dive of meditation. All right. Enjoy.
Feeling great no matter what. Is it possible? It is. And it's possible because you're not feeling great because of the sunshine or the rain or the job or no job. You're feeling great because within yourself there's an awareness of who you are and your own treasures within. I know that when I've been able to tap into these treasures that are there within the self, then these treasures put things right, even if the sun isn't shining, but my life is filled with sunshine. And even if my friend has had a misunderstanding with me, if I'm feeling great, I'll be able to sort it out. I lose my job. It's okay. There's another opportunity waiting for me to be able to express myself in a far more beautiful way. But I have to feel great. And if I'm feeling great, then I can sort out anything that's going on. But I can feel great only if I connect with my own inner values. Then I know I am valuable, I have dignity, I have self-respect, and I know that there's a lot I can offer the world. There's so much that I can do, no ego, but I know that there's a contribution that I can make. And so it's important to spend just a few minutes just connecting with that inner self and coming to the awareness of feeling great no matter what.
Wasn't it? What a lovely message. I love our sisters of the Brahma Kumaris. And I'm not being biased. I love them because they're spirits. I love the spirit, anyone's spirit. Whether you're a BK, a Christian, a Jew, or an atheist. If your spirit is just really pure and benevolent and kind and generous and strong, I've often really felt such a resonance with those kinds of personalities. Anyway, did you like that message? And am I okay tonight? Is everybody appreciating the sharing and the celebrating of wanting to feel great no matter what, and why that is so important? Let's say, for example, you wake up in the morning and you're really having an off morning. And if you don't do something about it, throughout the whole day, everyone's going to experience the wrath of your bad mood. And there's nothing that you do about it. This is just the way that I am. We're all entitled to have an off mood. We're all entitled to have a rough patch. We're all entitled to feeling down. It's part of life. We're also entitled to feel great, no matter what. Whatever's happening in our backyards here in the United States of America, we have to somehow raise the vibrations by keeping our energies above it all. If we're going to help this new administration, if we're going to help to restore and repair the soul of America, then our souls have to be free of vice. If I'm pure, peaceful, loving, truthful, and happy, what would be my choices? What would I create in my life? It's no secret that sometimes we are in certain relationships that feels like it's like a pariah. It's like the energy just pulls and pulls and pulls from you, and you're just trying to keep going, you know, and you're just like, it's pulling, and you just go, but I have it. But I have the energy to keep myself up and help others up. And the minute you let go of that, and you feel like there's no hope, there's no help, not even from yourself, then you stop feeling great. And you get used to not feeling great. And we've all been there. We've all felt not great. It's just that all I'm saying is, don't stay there. Don't stay in your not great place. If you've got a family member that leaves on the news in the house all day long, I'm begging you, find a very creative method to turn off the television, have a family meeting, turn it off for a few hours, or turn on some really nice music, or find a way to distract that family member, to spend some better time, to create something more with their lives than just that. Because of the vices in the personality, it's really without effort you will get addicted to the information that's out there right now in the world. And to be honest, when you start to become more pure and more peaceful and stronger at a soul level, you will only be attracted to that which takes your soul to a higher level. You won't feel the pull for low vibrational frequency, and you won't want your environment like that either. Feeling great, no matter what, means I'm stepping onto the battlefield of fighting my greatest war, the war of my own mind. That I have to stop these enemies, algae, anger, lust, greed, attachment, ego. I have to stop them from entering my kingdom any further. Okay, they bang down at my door. Okay, they get into the hallway. But now I should have some safety mechanism. So much of God's love recorded in my personality that once they get to that final door, they just have to turn around or change. Turn around or change. What part of you is like, that's your point. Don't go any further. That's as far as you'll go. That's as far as I will allow that emotion to go inside of me. That's as far as I will allow hate to go inside of me. That's as far as I will allow jealousy, criticism, fear, or sadness to go inside of me. You have some parameters. There's some space. You can still touch a little bit of it. But it shouldn't consume you for a very long time. My hearts went out to some of those people from January 6th who are now being arrested, and listening to them crying and saying that, you know, so-and-so told us to come, and I was wondering, what is it that happened that they couldn't think for themselves? Again, herd mentality will get you into trouble. But standing on your own, what's the content of your character? What's the strength of your values? What do you believe in alone? Where's your power? People who move in herds doesn't mean you're strong individually. But if you can stand on your own with values, virtues, dignity, bravery, love, you're definitely feeling great. So let us do our service for America, wherever you might be located, anywhere across the globe right now. Can you please send your prayers to America? The meditations that will be played here is from my Inclusion Revolution Together with Love album. If you haven't gotten a copy of that, please go onto iTunes or Amazon or Spotify. Many years ago, I started to think about the Bill of Rights and the Constitution of the United States. And as I looked over those words, these meditations came up. So the first one will be Read the People, with a slight pause. And then the second one will be E pluribus unum, out of many one. And then I will end the meditation by Grammy Award winner Ricky Cage and our upcoming new album, Shanti, called Vibrations of Love. So call your friends and your families, text them right now. And if they didn't want to hear me blabber on, let them sit here for Meditation for America to create peace in the world. Peace in our backyard. Peace in our hearts. You ready? Ready? Did you enjoy my sharing for you today? Hope I wasn't a stern teacher. I hope not. When I speak to you, I speak from my own experience. I've never told you anything that I haven't been through or will go through. Or if I don't know what it is, I'll say I don't. There's so many myths about what it means to be spiritual. We're still walking around with the illusion or the delusion that when you're spiritual, you're absolutely perfect. But we're moving towards it. And as we're moving towards it, we're learning so much about ourselves. Again, this requires great discernment. It requires to go inside of yourself and begin to make the necessary changes required to bring out the light in your eyes, the light in your features, the light in your aura, the light in your decisions. What the world needs now is your light. Let's do some meditation for America. In order to create a more perfect self and world, we are born to create a good life, one of wealth, happy relationships, and a healthy mind. I, the soul, am a citizen of the world. I promise to promote inner well-being and to secure a life of blessings, freedom, unity, and respect. So as I sit here in a state of true inner freedom, I allow the experience of the real me, the true beauty of the soul to emerge. And I acknowledge the true worth
and the true beauty in everyone who shares our world. I choose to share good wishes and pure feelings with everyone I meet, because I, the soul, am a well-wisher, and I am true in sharing good wishes when I walk and move around during the day. So let me sit in the consciousness of remembering that we, the people, are all citizens of good wishes, emanating pure feelings, peace, purity, and inner freedom. E pluribus unum is not meant to suggest that power should be consolidated into a single individual, but rather that power is innately possessed by every individual, which makes up a single collective. In this meditation, I gently allow my thoughts to become aware that each and every thought is a part of a collective community inside myself. When I choose to nurture thoughts of peace and abundance, I generate safety around me and for others to experience. I'm a part of a collective, and what I think, feel, and do creates a community inside myself and outside of myself. I, the living soul, am a citizen, and through my life, I amplify unity, values, love, and togetherness. I use these pure thoughts to govern my life and to share pure feelings with everyone around me. I am not here to be ruled by any waste thoughts or by anyone. Rather, I'm here to rule my life with virtues and respect. I am one out of many, and together, I, you, us, make up a world of kindness and abundance. Let me sit in this pure meaning of e pluribus unum. Vibrations of love. And some say love is a verb. But much deeper than that, love is a vibration. It is that energy that stirs the soul and opens up the heart. Vibrations of love call out to the divine that connects us with the beauty of life and the oneness of it all. I need not to say it with words, although it is always nice to hear. But greater still is to feel it. Vibrations of love lift me higher, and I fill the empty spaces within the soul. It is the divine in its purest essence. It is me at the height of my being. I am vibrations of love.
Right, breathe deeply. Inhale and exhale. Recognize that this moment of pause has helped us to heal someone's heart, if not our own. Someone's inner being. Every time you and I pause for something good and send our good wishes and pure feelings, the world becomes a brighter place. It's kind of like somebody gets angel wings. We make them a much better person. So I will show you a little bit of feeling great no matter what. And let's take some reads from it, shall we? These are lots of excerpts from Daddy Janki and the way she sees things, and I think they're pretty timely. Listen to Daddy Janki's thoughts on freedom. Real freedom begins with me. I cannot blame others for what they're doing to me. It's a waste of time to examine their actions repeatedly and become angry. I can only examine what I am doing to myself and ask, how long will I continue to live like this? Other people are actors in this unlimited play of life. They do what they wish to do and exist as they like. But I can choose which direction to move. I decide whether or not to be influenced, compelled, or used by others. To feel good, positive, or great, I realize that I need to change. A better way of life is in my hands. It's never in the hands of others, whether they be my spouse, child, boss, priest, guru, politician, or even a doctor. Isn't that a great one? 104 years of wisdom. I think this is a good one again. Inner peace. Feeling great begins with stepping inside to meet ourselves, to observe how our inner world is functioning, what thoughts and feelings there are, and how we are creating them. When we step inside and see and accept ourselves as we are, we begin to create peace within. The original peace that is at the core of our being starts to flow. Positivity is the natural outcome of this experience of peace. When the feeling of peace and positivity remains constant, no outside event or other person can interrupt the flow. However, to begin with the feeling of peace may ebb and flow. To begin with the feeling of peace to ebb and flow, our feelings and mood fluctuate. This confuses us and those around us. They have to deal with our swings and imbalances and can never be quite sure how to position themselves when dealing with us. They certainly do not feel great around us. Feeling great must encompass the capacity to remain stable in whatever positive attitude we have, and that will make others feel great. Do you all like that? Such nice points from Daddy Janki, you know? Here's a nice one. The key to contentment. Contentment lays the foundation of happiness. Happiness not only makes us feel great, but in the East, it's thought to be the best medicine because this state of being contains within it so much optimism and enthusiasm. Contentment should never be confused with complacency. To be complacent is to achieve a state of subtle arrogance, thinking, I have reached my goal. No need for anything further. Or, I'm fine. Followed by the shutting down of both creativity and the willingness to bring about personal change. To be content, appreciate where you have reached, value your efforts, yet realize that there is more to learn, and keep yourself open to that new learning. Being content leads to a sense of progress, a feeling that I have found something. I have found something very, very good, but let us make it better and ultimately the best. Contentment comes from appreciation, from a deep gratitude for all the things life gives us and heartfelt thanks that God has given us the capacity to learn and exist meaningfully. The father of contentment? Well, it is humility. The openness to receive new signals from life, as well as the courage to act on them. The mother of contentment is simplicity, because it is the simple things in life that create its wonder, such as breath, thought, choice, the sunlight, flowers, and a smile. Nothing is taken for granted when we know true contentment. We cherish and value everything. Because of this inner awareness, we will never compare ourselves with others or feel inferior or superior, but simply have the great feeling that everyone is good and everything is good. Beautiful, huh? Do you all like it? Give me your thumbs up. All right, I'm going to read one last one, okay? This is about, let me see what Daddy's saying. Ways to start feeling great. Let's go to that one. Okay, ready? These are ways to feel great. So Daddy has a whole bunch of neat points. But here's one called Pinpoint. Pinpoint the flaw deep inside you, while at the same time maintaining an awareness of the original blueprint of you, the soul. That I, the soul, am those original qualities of peace, purity, love, happiness. In my original state, I am free and balanced. I now just have to remember that state and return to it. From the perspective of your original goodness will come a willingness and fearlessness that equips you to pinpoint clearly the flaw that has stopped you from feeling great. So Daddy gave a nice tip on how to help you to bring your feelings of greatness back. It's such a sweet book. You know, I have a few left here. Oh, here's one that I'd love to read because it's one of my favorite. One last one. The Value of Silence. The 5 steps that help us to start to feel well again require the quarantine of inner silence. The capacity of quietness, even the will for it, has been destroyed by an inner emptiness that demands to be filled with noise and emotions that, though superficial, keep emptiness at bay. Wow. Did you all hear that? A variety of noises and titillating emotions create the mirage of living and feeling great. The practice of silence educates us, helping us to understand what quietness is and its inestimable value in restoring the health both of our feelings and our thoughts. Silence means unplugging, disconnecting from the many sockets that absorb our energy. Problems, worry, pleasing others, fear, and overload. To be released quickly from all of these debilitating socket points, we need to become introspective and quiet inside ourselves. This revitalizes our pure thoughts. Every thought we create is energy, and it produces its own current, whether it's negative or positive. In quietness, I step inside and connect to my original quality of peace, and I stabilize myself in the thought of that original peace. Then slowly, I will begin to feel great again. This current of original peace releases me from burden and fear. Feeling great, no matter what. Daddy Janki. You can get it online with the Brahma Kumari's website. If you go to, I think it's the Brahma Kumari's, actually I think it's the brahmakumaris.org US. And there's a bookstore on there. And I believe you can order those. And they'll have it delivered to you. All right, good evening, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed our session tonight and you've taken much benefit from it. And something has shifted for you. And you're feeling a little bit better about yourself tonight. I'll end with Teda Prince, Love One Another, and sending you oceans of love, lots of happiness, Deep bow. Be well.
George Floyd repeatedly told the officers that he could not breathe.
On February 23rd, my son, Ahmaud Arbery, went out for a job.
Newly released video shows the aftermath of the police killing of Breonna Taylor in Louisville.
But the Floyd name still lives on.
Hey, Tavon, it's your mom. I was just calling to check up on you, making sure you're doing okay. I also wanted to remind you, you can only love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. So make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're protecting your mind. All right, love you. Bye.
For my brother, for my sister, for my cousins and my lovers, all God's children. This is for these streets. This is for the weak. If you're feeling down, come on now, come and listen.
We need to love one another, need to hug one another. We sell drugs to each other. A brother will say he love you, but he'll still kill you. That right there, dog, will be the end of us, but this will be the hell of us. I got the blueprint, how I'm gonna save us. I have the blueprint, how I'm gonna make it. And everybody back home, I ain't forget about you. Don't focus on the current, it will drown you out. And if you lost in the hood, you can't get out. And it's the world savior, watch me walk it out. Story of my life that I'm about to talk about. How we go from being kings to fiends and now to dreams. Just to be a trap star. And many times go down that road and they didn't get far. And if you tired of the stressing, let this be a lesson. Love is the answer to the question.
My brother, for my sister, for my cousins and my lovers, all God's children. This is for these streets. This is for the weak. If you're feeling down, come on now, come and listen.
Dear America, what did destroy heritage? You took our history, changed it, and then you buried dead. And I'm just curious, why won't we be like Paris skin? It's the same way Sammy Sosa wanna bleach his skin. Like they painted Jesus Christ as a white man. Around we go, where the love at? And when you look in the mirror, do you love that? Self-hatred, displacement. It's funny how the hate take on different faces. And how happiness can get you through the mazes. And when you come out, you on top. And keep moving on, cause the hate don't stop. You gotta help yourself to get the love back. You gotta help yourself to get the love back. You gotta help yourself to get the love back. Now where the love at? Now where the love at?
For my brother, for my sister, for my cousins and my lovers, all God's children. This is for these streets. This is for the weak. If you're feeling down, come on now, come and listen. Hey, love one another, love one another. Oh yeah, come on. Hey, my sisters and my brothers, love one another. Oh yeah, come on. Hey, my sisters and my brothers, love one another. Oh yeah.
Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wiseish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing. wonderful, my wonderful.